2, and I wish I didn't now. I wasn't expecting to blow my meter up like 6 months after I got rid of it, but what can you do, man? Back up to you, Chris. Hopefully I'm hanging in there. EJ1G, this is W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, W3MMR, EJ1G. Sorry to hear about the Ranger. Yeah, I've got to get back into the Apache here. That, well, it's been a while now. It's got a short on the. I think it's the first filter cap after the low voltage 5W4. I think it is low voltage B plus rectifier. I got like 200 ohms across B plus to ground right there. And that's on the input of the choke, and the choke is still fine. So I think that's where the short is. I got to troubleshoot that. When I was up in Nearfest, I got some replacement caps. These, I don't know if I wonder if you've ever done a substitute of a big, big like metal can electrolytic that's like rated 250 micro or 20 microfarad to 450 volts. I bought a bunch of these teeny tiny, these new, I don't know if they're Mylar or whatever they are, these new electrolytic caps. They're very, very small. I'm wondering if I can, those are an acceptable substitute. Can they handle the ripple current and things like that? I know that, a lot of these power supply refresh kits for things like Drake Supplies and Heat Kit HP23s use small things like that. So I'm thinking these things will be okay. I think I got 3 or 4 of them. It's a 2-section can. I'll just replace all 3 of them. I got to get in there and confirm exactly what the short is. I'm pretty sure it is that cap. This time, what I've been able to see, but I haven't taken the B plus bus apart to do like a ground isolation procedure on it, so to speak. That's the biggest project. I had to replace a feed line for my vertical. I ran over it under a pile of leaves. I forgot it was under there. I was mowing the lawn the other day, right near the back door to the garage. And I fixed that. Been doing some 160. Having a lot of fun with the Mobile with that big old Webster band spanner. I dabbled in the CQ Worldwide CW DX contest this weekend while we were out shopping for the most part. On 20 and well, actually yesterday morning I went down to Stonington Point right around about an hour before sunrise, and I stayed there a couple hours on 40 CW, and band was like, it was open to Japan well after sunrise here. It was like 8 o'clock plus, and the Japanese signals were still coming. I worked a whole bunch of Japanese, Australians, New Zealanders, Siberia, Western Siberia, like right, if you look at a map of Russia, like right in the middle, like north of like Afghanistan, one of the guys was, I looked him up on QRZ, that's probably one of the most different contacts I've made in a long, long time, but it was a lot of fun, and it was very fast-paced action, and being down there on Stonington Point certainly helped things with the Webster bandstand. I've got to work them all the way up to 20 meters now. It's very touchy on the tuning. You got to find the resonance spot. Basically, you got to sneak up on it. If you don't have an analyzer, it'll tell you exactly where you're at. My ICOM 7100 has this SWR scan function where every time you click the mic, you step through a chunk of spectrum. Usually it's like on HF, I do like 100 kc at a time. And you can see where your antenna is resonant, and then you either make it longer or shorter to bring it into resonance. It's very, very handy. And I got to see if I can get that antenna going up on 10 and 15. So I don't operate there much. Those bands aren't open all that often for me to be really interested in them. Although 10 should get more interesting as the sunspot cycle advances here. Yeah, I'll see. Let's drag your feet. Maybe some other people will come back in here now that the band is shortening up. I know Glenn was in here, but he went. I never really heard him well because the band went out about the time I came up here from 160. W3MMR AJ1G.
Yeah, okay, Chris. AJ1G W3MMR. Good stuff, man. Good transmission. Yeah, real good on the on getting on 160. I've been having a lot of fun with 160. I actually went down there this morning after the band went long. I had to go to the command center, and then I shot down to 160 when I came back, figuring that since the band went to Crab Pier, maybe Glenn went down there, or some other guys. I know Jim XG has a 160-meter loop, like a 500-foot loop or something, down there. Does all right for him. And, my last shop on 160, just a short dipole, 125-foot dipole, or inverted V, on with the 600 ohm open wire fed or open wire feed line, and the homebrew balanced L network antenna tuner, which is the key, man. I'm telling you, that's the key, is that tuner, being able to handle it. That tuner, man, it's just a beast. It's too big, but it is a beast. I need to find 2 matching roller inductors that are about 20 Henry. Anywhere from 15 to 20 Henry. These coils, the inductors that I wound on here, 13 each. 13 microhenry each. And obviously works good for me, tuning from 160 up to 10. Can't tune all of 160. I can only tune about half of it. Not even. From about 1890 to down and below, I can tune. Anything above that is well over 2 to 1. So I've tried adding series inductance with another tuner. I tried adding more inductance to these inductors. See if that would work. That didn't work. I guess just maybe it would work if I was to do that in combination with feed line, feed line adjustment. Maybe could have brought it down. But I figured, what the hell? It's been working for me. If I can't go to 1945 or wherever, oh well. I get on 1885 and it works, I guess. So should probably leave well enough alone, because I know if I try to do anything to it, I'm probably just going to end up making it worse if I try to do anything else. So only issue is it's hard to find a matching pair of roller inductors, QRO roller inductors, edge wound roller inductors. You can find one. Okay, for frickin' $300 or $400. People are asking crazy, stupid prices for those things. And God forbid if you could find a pair, how much it's going to be. So that's like the one thing that I have actively been wanting to do for the past few years is build another tuner, but a smaller desktop model that's not bolted to the wall. But the inductors cost more than like half of my stations, so... back up to you, Chris. Did you guys get any precipitations, any snow or anything? I know Timmy got some. Some people in New York got some. You're down by the water in Connecticut, obviously, so there's a good chance that you didn't. But I know we got snow showers here the other night as well, too, so in the middle of the night. AJ1G, and it's 34 degrees here, Chris. This is W3MMR. Back to you.
Okay, just did a foot drag there a little bit. AJ1G, yeah. Well, we had snow showers yesterday, but no accumulation. And it was, really more of a flurry than showers. It was fairly steady though, and it was, you could definitely tell it was snowing, but it was very, very light. In fact, I think the first flakes I saw was when I was down at Stonington Point yesterday morning, right around sunrise. You could tell it was very, very light, and they kind of persisted in and out for most of the day. It's kind of a gray day. Eventually, it cleared off, I think. And I was hoping to catch Charlie XCW because Diane and I we took a ride up to Warwick, Rhode Island, yesterday, up near where Charlie is, and driving up there was a little bit to the north, probably like Johnson, 2 gigantic balls of smoke in the sky. One was like really dark black, and then the other one was not so much. Like, what the hell was that all about? I don't know if it was a controlled burning or what, or house fires. I'll have to check the island, checked some of the online around the newspapers and TV stations to see if there's anything unusual. First of all, my God, 2 planes crashed. They collided and crashed. My God, one fall was unbelievable. It must have hit a thermalator because it goes straight up and it started spreading out. It's very, very unusual. And okay, on the tuners, maybe if you can't find a thing, maybe you can roll your own. But no pun intended, And, I think you guys, we're gonna have to flunk you on your exam, Perry, because of you're misusing. You got totally, your units are all screwed up. You said a 20 Henry roller inductor. Imagine the size of a 20 Henry roller inductor. My God, that would work at pretty low frequency. Certainly a lot less than you're going to want to operate. I guess a micro Henry is the appropriate one. Yeah, they don't come cheap. You have to. I don't know. Like I said, maybe you could roll your own somehow, or at the very least, you just make some coils and just use clip leads or something to tune it that way. You'll get the job done. It's kind of ugly looking, but maybe there's certain spots you have to be, and you can just do it that way. I try to avoid using tuners here. On all my antennas, the verticals and the dipole, even the mobile. I resonate the antenna. Like that Webster band spanner. You resonate it by sliding the stinger on the coil, but it's kind of touchy. But what I've done is, which makes it very smooth and easy and very, very cool for making small frequency adjustments to get the thing right on the nose, is I added it's like a 4-section little telescopic antenna off the back of like a portable radio. One of the foam collapsible antennas. I kind of like strapped it onto the tip, and just use a clip lead to connect to the tip of the antenna. And I can extend and retract that, and I call it my vernier stinger, and I can move around. Depending on the band, I can move around quite a, I can pretty much have a range of adjustment for a given coil tap of the main stinger. I can move pretty much across the whole 40-meter band and with that extension, and 80 get a good amount of coverage too. And pretty much on 20 it helps as well. It's just a lot easier to make the adjustments. I don't like trying to force power in non-resonant antennas. It's kind of like trying to excite make a bell ring at something other than its natural resonant frequency. They don't sound as loud. They don't radiate as well. So I always change a length. I use an extension. I have extensions and jumpers to stretch out and contract the 80-meter band and 160-meter band on my wire antennas. It's kind of inconvenient, especially when it's raining, but it's very repeatable, and it's super cheap. You don't have to worry about $300, $400 worth of coils. You just open and close jumpers and make the antenna shorter or longer. So let's see if anyone else is still here. Is in here. W3MMR, AJ1G,
N1SNG. Good morning.
Yeah, there he is. Get it right over to you, Glenn. Make a comment real quick. Yeah, Chris, well, that's how I rolled my own inductors for this tuner. Okay. What I did was I bought 20-foot rolls of 1/4-inch copper tubing from Lowe's, and I wound them around a 2-inch piece of PVC that I bought. Okay. And some people wind them both at the same time to keep the gap between the turns even. I didn't. And some people don't make their own spacers. I made my own spacers for the coils out of 1/4-inch plexiglass, 1/8-inch plexiglass, excuse me, and made stands for them, mounts. All the whole build's on my website, w3mmr.com. And which that was a royal pain drilling all them holes, man. Lexan cracks so easy, like I'm sure you guys know. But I used clip leads. I used a 1/2-inch braid for the clip leads, and for the other connections, and then the other connections, like for I also let me slow down a little bit. I used a 7.5 kV 7 to 1,000 puff vacuum cap. Okay, giant knife switch to switch the cap from in front of or behind of the inductors. Big knife switch to disconnect the feed line from the tuner. And also to make the connections for the capacitor, I used let me see. Yeah, that's smaller. I used 1/8 inch copper tubing. No, sorry, that's 1/4 inch. For all the other connections, for the capacitor, so it looks like looks almost like something like like a copper still, you know what I mean, with all the copper pipe running around. And then I can't forget, I wound my own current choke, 1-to-1. I think 4 turns each way, and the thing just works great. And I have marks on there for 80, 40, 20, 17, 160. Well, 160, I don't short the inductors at all. They're just clean through. I don't use the shorting leads at all. But like I said, Chris, I do have the marks for everything, and I have a turns counter, a really nice turns counter that Jeff, W1NBC, heard me talking about it. The next thing I know, one shows up at my door. So Jeff sent me a really nice turns counter, so I know where everything goes. And yeah, so I rolling my own roller and actual roller inductor would be pretty hard. Building your own roller inductor, man, you need to have a lathe and a lot of stuff to build one of those things. Just a regular inductor to short would be is different, but yeah, like I said, I want to build one that's desktop, that I can gang the 2 roller inductors together, so just have 2 knobs on the front, one for the capacitor and one for both inductors, and to be a desktop unit, have a nice enclosure, so on and so forth. So that's a project that's on the horizon if I can ever find roller inductors that I don't have to give my firstborn child for. Up to you, Glenn. Band's back. Welcome back. N1SNG, W3MMR now in the SDR.
Yeah, okay. W3MMR, AJ1G. Good morning again, Perry. And good morning, Chris. Sounded good there this morning, and you come back with a vengeance there on the power, Perry. Signal's like way up there. So the R398 probably, it's a good 20 over. But yeah, good on that. What a masterpiece tuner setup you got there, and in the process too of always improving. And the inductors too. Many years back, I was given a box of inductors, but they were only like 2.5 inches in diameter, 2 inches in diameter, and I had no use for them. I brought them up to Nearfest, and of course they sold like hotcakes. There was actually one guy, he was gonna take 2 of them and put them on either end of his antenna to lengthen it and shorten it. So I don't know what that pertains of, but in any case, yeah, I know, Perry, it's a lot of hard work, but when it's all done and over with, you accomplish that project, and hopefully it does work quite well for you. And yeah, as far as parts and pieces, the old turns counters, yeah, I always get asked the question up at Nearfest, and about the turns counters, and some of the guys are looking for, and I know on some of the tuners they are built in, but whatever the application may be, yeah, Jeff, helping you out, awesome. The missing link, all those hard to find parts, especially when you've got something going like that, it's in the works. You just want to get that done and over with, but always easier said than done, for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of like over-the-counter equipment here in the tuner. I've got a big kilowatt matchbox tuner. I wish it did 160. And then the B&W DS 1500A. But I know Chris has got somewhat of a working laboratory out there in the yard of antenna. The whole process that he has there seems to be, like he's saying, very repeatable. And also his mobile setup that he has there. I know he's always improving on it, but I think he's got it nailed down. That Bandmaster seems to have satisfied, the need for an antenna that'll be adjustable. And Chris has mentioned about the stinger on the end. Yeah, that's pretty interesting how you've done that there. And I know you do make a lot of contacts with that, so probably you do more mobile than most of us. Of course, in the past, I was just 60 meters, but I know you go down to Stonington Point there and work some, over the pond stuff too. But other than that, the band just went shoot this morning. I'll tell you, as Charlie was in there, and Kevin came in, and Jim and Tim, and then all of a sudden you were making a transmission there, Perry, and you just faded right away. So good to hear your voice again. Yeah, I was just in the back room, had the speaker on, and heard you guys in there. And I'm just cleaning up the mess that I made, a little project I had going. So I've got pliers and just a debris field. So just trying to clean that up a bit. Trying to get in that habit now of cleaning up after I'm done. And but Perry, on the Lexan and the plexiglass acrylics and all that polycarbonates, can be a son of a gun to drill. You just getting through that last end of it, where it breaks through, and then all of a sudden it just grabs, and man. Been there, done that. But in any case, I'll get it back over to Chris there, and where's it? Over to Chris. And I don't know if there's anyone else in here, but Chris sounds like he went by some sort of maybe a controlled burn out there somewhere in Rhode Island. But anyway, great to hear both your stations in here. Really coming back with some nice signals here this morning. AJ1G, possibly others, N1SNG.
Yeah, okay, for N1SNG, AJ1G. Yeah, whatever it was big. You probably know the location is here. Going up Route 2 there, as you come over the crest of the, Bald Hill there by either Target or maybe it's a little further to the south by Lowe's there in Warwick. You can see up to the horizon, up into Johnston where the windmills, the wind turbines are and everything. And somewhere up in that neck of the woods there were two gigantic palls of smoke, one of them to the west. Maybe that was at the state landfills. This big black column of really thick, it was almost like a tornado. It was huge, going up and then spreading out. And then there was another one, more lighter colored smoke just to the east of it. It looked like it was about the same distance. I have no idea what they were, or if that's a routine thing or not, but man, it was pretty intense. It was on a Sunday, so I don't know if they do controlled burns on Sundays or not. Maybe they were burning tires. That's what it looked like, a tire fire or something like that. Really heavy black smoke from one of them. Yeah, I just looked on WPRI TV's website. I didn't see anything about anything going on yesterday, whatever it was. So maybe it was something routine. But boy, an awful lot of stuff going on in the air. And okay, Perry, on the tuner arrangement there. Yeah, I'll have to check out your. That sounds like a nice one. I don't know if you can make one of those smaller, but that'd be the way to go. Yeah, we had a good holiday, Glenn. I wonder if you got your test results back yet. Did you get your test results back?
Yeah, we're good. We got them back yesterday. Evidently, there's a surge in people wanting to get tested. So yeah, we're good. Our friend, she's doing well. She's up and about, but quarantined and feeling much better. So hopefully the worst is over there. But if there's anyone to say, only wears a mask, it was her. But I don't know. This stuff just it shows up, and you either have it or you don't. But this is the third time I've been tested. As a precautionary before my surgery, then once before a doctor's appointment, and then, of course, this last episode here. But we're good, Chris. Thanks for asking. Back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think a lot of the testing surges because people are traveling and all too. And but yeah, it looks like the numbers are going up. But like it doesn't seem like it's. There's a lot of not serious. Even this new strain they're worried about out of South Africa. Apparently, it's highly transmissible, but the symptoms of what I've read is they're pretty mild. You feel like crap for a couple of days and that's it. So before COVID came along, people would have that happen all the time. You say, I got the crud, and you fall in sick and you take a couple of days and you go back. Yeah, no one gets the real flu anymore. It seems, I tell you what, I have not been, knock on wood, on the workbench here. I have not had any sort of cold really or anything. The last time I had what I consider a real like bug or crud or anything like that was back in February of 2020, which may in fact have been COVID. I think we have a suspicion it was. Both Diane and I came, we ran a high fever and felt like crap for a couple of days, and that was of course before testing, and we might have got it from our son Ben, who was a track coach. His whole track team, and then eventually a lot of people in the school got really sick right, maybe a week or two before we came down with it. We might have got it from him. And they think it might have been COVID too. I mean, there was a lot that, based on analysis of blood donations as far as back as December 2019, it was in New England. It was showing up in, when they went back and looked at the donated blood from that time frame, there it was. Oh well, we'll get through it. And yeah, I guess, Glenn, you said your noise, you're still dealing with that noise issue, but it hasn't been too bad lately. We've been lucky over here so far. No problems at all like that. But I tell you what, guys, it's it seems a lot later. It's only 7 o'clock. But I am going to get going. I'm getting chilled down here in the basement. It's getting kind of cold. It's certainly cold out. And like I was telling Perry, I think it's time to unpack all the fishing tackle out of the truck, Glenn. It's getting too cold for that, that's for sure. Let's see, I guess down to Perry. And yeah, Perry, you got today off or you got to head off to work? W3MMR, A1SNG, AJ1G.
Guess that must be the guys down south. Now, I'm off today, Chris. Thank God. I wouldn't... yeah, I guess this is probably about the time I'd be starting to get ready. I usually will go down to 160 with my dad at about 6:45-ish. It's probably him texting me now. That was my mother. Go down there and then hang out till about 10 after 7, I guess. But, nah, man, no work today. It's my time of the month where I get 2 days off in a row. So I had off last Monday, and I have off this Monday. And then next week I'll be off Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday. So it's not bad. Being off in the middle of the week is pretty cool, too. Splits it up, breaks it up, Let me see. I have 2 other tuners here as well. I have a Ten-Tech Model 238, which is a badass little tuner. Then I have an MFJ. I want to say 989 or something, 989C. I modified that one and moved the Ballon in it, so it stopped heat. It was an experiment. I haven't even tested the thing yet to see if the Ballon would stop heating up on 160. I just moved it to the other side of I think the one capacitor in there. Which is something that me and my dad were thinking about, looking at the schematic, and just screw it, try it, see what happens. So, but I haven't never tried it yet. Anyway, what else was I gonna say here? And I got the Ranger on the bench, so I'm gonna work on that. The soldering iron's turned on, it's heated up, so I'm gonna switch the meters out. Hopefully it's painless, and hopefully that fixes my issue. When I turn it to the grid current position on the Ranger, on the meter, things short out. Something shorts out, and it pops the fuse. Even at like 50 volts on the Variac, I think still pops the fuse when I do it. So I don't know. We'll figure out. Hopefully it's a meter. Like I said, it's pegged to the max. So some meter's obviously blown, but I didn't think it would cause a short like that. But maybe it is. And, yeah, they make special bits, Glenn, I think, for Lexan. I never got them. I've never seen them, but I think I saw it on something about it online. About special drill bits. But you're right, man. Just right as soon as you're about to go all the way through, and as soon as it pokes through a little bit, it'll catch and then crack. And then you just, oh my God. The one, as you can imagine, for this roller, for these inductors, I had to drill like 20 holes in these pieces of Lexan, and it happened twice that I got down to almost the last hole and the thing broke. So I had to start all over again. Fun stuff, man. That's why they call it a hobby. Keeps me busy. Anyway, that's all I got for this round. Back to you, Glenn. I'll stick in here till you guys are to getting. Probably one more or so. I can hop over on the bench to the Ranger. N1 SNG with AJ1G. And I think a QSO in the background. W3 MMR.
Yeah, okay, Perry. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll usually have the soldering iron go in there for a bit and put some water on the sponge and wait a little bit. You can smell the stuff burning off the tip as you're waiting. In fact, before I left work, I ordered some soldering tips for the. I have two Weller bench pencils. And I forget what number they are, but they work really, really well. Of course, I have all the soldering guns from DC to Daylight on that. And yeah, it's nice to have a good soldering iron, good solder. It's good soldering practices. You know how to keep things clean and make the right connections and all. It's a lot of fun. Yep, I enjoy it, and I'm pretty much stocked up on everything I need. Over the years, yard sailing, just picking up a lot of goodies out there, for sure. And, on those bits, Perry, I think what they do is, the big mistake, a lot of people, they'll do a pre-hole, they'll put a pilot hole in it, and that just gives it more room to jump forward. I think they grind the drill bit, the angle, it's more kind of, it's not as pointy, put it that way, I forget what it is, what the angle is. I think it's 110 or something, or 120, but in any case, yeah, well, you did it, and actually, we all learn from the experience, believe me, not alone. I've done that at work, too. You get this beautiful plexiglass piece of guarding for the machine with multiple holes in it, and then you drill the last hole, and it's like the Polar Express when they went out onto the lake there, and the guy lost the cotter pin from the linkage in the engine, and it fell out, and it hit the ice. And you get this crack now that's like a mile long. But anyway, yep, there's stories to be told, I guess. And nice having the day off, yeah. This retirement's working very well for me. I just take my time with stuff. When I take my time, it feels like the day goes by a lot slower, and even into the evening hours too. Of course, my wife, she's not. She's working tonight, but she just works part-time now, and that works out pretty well. So, all in all, yeah, getting ready for the holidays here, and just hanging out, I don't know if you had any plans there with your son Perry, but I know you probably have something going on, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, Chris, I know you're breaking down the fishing rods and all that. I think you had everything in tubes, or maybe that was the antennas, or you had the racks. I know you built some racks too there. So yeah, starting to break things down and put things away and so on. The whole process. We started burning wood. Probably in the next few days we'll shut that down. It's supposed to warm up, so I really didn't want to light it until we got things going as far as the cooler temperatures. But I did have a blower that I wanted to put in. That's all set. Everything's running fantastic. It's usually maybe 58 degrees down here in the basement. And I have a small one of those little cube heaters that I plug in when I come down before I actually get down here. And I came down here this morning. I could not find that thing. I could not find it. And so anyway, I come back down with my bagel and my coffee, and it's right in front of me. So anyway, that's what happens when you retire, right? You start to see through things. Anyway, over to you, Chris, and I'll stay in here for the duration, and nice hearing you guys in here this morning. So AJ1G to take it, N1SNG.
Yeah, I think I hear some of the southern guys down there, but they're very weak. Okay, Glenn. Yeah, I'm gonna get out here. I'm getting chilled down here. I'm going upstairs and warm up. Let's see. Yeah, I have a problem. One of the things I lose a lot, especially down here in the shack, where I've got like a black tabletop as the main operator, is my cell phone. Being black, I've lost it. Falls down between the seat and the transmission hump in the car. And it's all black upholstery. You can look right at it and not see it. And same thing if I have it like upside down or off. The screen blank, and it's sitting on the operating table, which is like a black, it just doesn't show up, you can look right through it almost, and then say, oh my God, there it is. But it's always in the last place you look. That's one of the things that I found over life, is when you find something, it's always in the last place you look. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Perry. 73 guys, have a good day, stay warm. Perry, enjoy your day off. Glenn, enjoy your day off, because there's many more coming. W3MMR or N1SNG, AJ1G.
All right, Chris. Yeah, that's Charlie down there and the guys down south. 7:30 to you, Chris. I'm gonna do the same. Get on out of here. Get my day started. I've been operating here since about 5 o'clock this morning, so time to get moving. And yeah, Glenn, I'll do the same thing. I'll fire that iron up. But I'll also be the king of procrastination. I turn it on to motivate myself, Then I'll forget about it and I think I'll just stay on for hours. I'm being serious, man. I'll turn it on, be like, all right, I'll keep walking by it. I'm leaving. I'll get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. And I'll walk by again. I'm still gonna get to it. And I finally turn it off. I'm not gonna get to it. Oh, that's funny, man. And yeah, my kid is supposed to come up for Christmas. I'm waiting for his mother to get back to me, but yes, my son's supposed to come up for the holidays. So really looking forward to that. That's for sure, man. So it's always good to obviously see my son. He's getting old. He's 10 now, so time flies, boy. Whew. Time sure does fly. That's for sure. Anyway, back over to you, Glenn. I'll say 7-3. Tie the ribbons on it, man. It's been a pleasure getting in here with you boys as always. And we'll catch you next time on the airwaves. N1SNG with AJ1G signed. This is W3MMR. 7-3 for now.
Yeah, okay, AJ1G, N1SNG. 7 3s. And yeah, have a great day, Perry. Always a pleasure chatting. So I'm going to leave the receiver on here, listen around. Go in the back and start cleaning up the mess I made. 7-3's Perry. 7-3's Chris.
N1XCW.
Hey, there's Charlie. How we doing, Charlie? N1XCW, N1SNG.
Yeah, I'm just contemplating my day. I may just do a drive-by at the other house. I'm not really feeling that great, you know. I want to get working and work up a sweat and then get it chill, you know what I mean? I'm contemplating building another power supply for the Gonset. I may take the ICO supply that I've got for the 753 and do the modifications that I need to make to run a Gonset. The only thing I'm really short of is a good high quality, high voltage relay. The one that in the supply I built runs on 12 volts, but it's like a ceramic. It's a ceramic relay. It has to be able to handle the plate voltage and current. It's a big open frame thing, clunk, no covering on it. Has to be able to absorb all that RF without arcing across into anything.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Charlie. Yeah, something like that, you want to overbuild it. You know, if it's 100 watts, get one that's a kilowatt, I guess. But, yeah, sorry you're not feeling under the weather there. Yeah, just go easy, you know. I'm still getting over like the sinuses and all that. And you know what I found was, I went on antibiotics and all that. I think my normal defense system, everything I was taking was interacting with it, and it really wasn't making it any better. Like taking the Mucinex, for the sinus. Well, I took that stuff. I mean, I was going through boxes of Kleenex. It wasn't doing anything. So I found just kind of, do some home recipes, apple cider vinegar, whatever works for you in that sense. And just watch out with, some of the pharmaceuticals and over-the-counter stuff. It may interact and not in our favor. So hopefully that works out well, and stay in and maybe grab some tools and start working on that supply for the Gonset there. I know whatever you build there will be more than ample to get the electrons flowing there. Yeah, I'm basically out on radio projects here. Everything's holding its own. I'm just like at the service station waiting for that car to pull in, with the whatever ails it. But yeah, so far so good here. And yeah, just signed with Perry and Chris, AJ1G, and I can hear the Florida group down there also. But Charlie, I'll get it back to you there. I'm not just hanging out here in the basement, so but if you want to hang around, fine. Got things to do, whatever. Always appreciate you checking in here, and good to hear your voice this morning. N1XCW, N1SNG.
N1SNG, N1XCW. Sorry about that. I crossed away from the microphone, so don't worry. Yeah, God. Maybe the better candidate is the heat kit supply that I was running on my Collins. My Collins died, and I don't have any prospect of getting it going again with my capabilities. The heat kit supply was already modified, so I wouldn't be chewing up a proper supply. I mean, the 753 runs. There's some variable resistors on the back panel, I think 4 of them. They're those ones with the part you turn it by with your fingers is made out of plastic, and they cook. They deteriorated. You try and turn them, and they fall apart in your fingers. So I can't make any adjustments on it, but it's running. It runs. Maybe rather than completely disable that rig, maybe I should just take the rig that's not running and use that power supply. That might be a better choice. The ICO supply probably has more room to do the modifications because it's in a speaker box, whereas that heat kit supply is just in that little green flash cage. A flash cage. The cage that all the holes in it so you can see the flash. Hey, you know, you were saying that you and I have a lot in common. I noticed another thing we have in common, Glenn. I heard you talking about your VS 1500A. That's the tuner I use here. This is going through a VS 1500A. That's my basement tuner. I found it to be a very good tuner for its size. It's never hopped over on me. It's tuned everything I ever put it on. It's in really, really nice shape too. The only thing I never remedied, and I'm sure it could be cleaned up, is the variable inductor. Part of it is dirty looking, like either somebody ran too much current through it at one point and heated it up, or they sprayed it with something and it stained it. It needs a good cleaning. But it's never flashed, it's never hopped over. It just I've been using it for about 10 years. I think I bought it on eBay. Pretty sure I picked it up on eBay. That's a very good tuner. I don't have a Johnson one though. I know your other one that you use is a Johnson one. I don't have one of those. The only Johnson tuners I've ever had are those little tiny, tiny, tiny things that are about 2 inches long for the CB radios. The Johnson matchboxes, they call them. I got a couple of those around. N1SNG, N1XZW.
Yeah, okay, Charlie. Yeah, I picked mine up about, 4 or 5 years ago, and I bought it on QRZ.com or something there, and I paid good money for it. And I talked to the guy. He had a good description of it. We talked on the phone, and he seemed pretty honest, So we made the deal, and it was in excellent condition. He said, and when it arrived, it was double boxed. He made this protective cover for the front panel. He had taken one of the knobs off, the tuning knob for the inductor, and it was just perfect condition. But I had a little trouble with the trying to get the match down to 0, and what I found was the meter needed to be calibrated on it. But when I opened that up, Charlie, it was like brand new. What I did clean up the roller inductor. Don't use any abrasives on it. Just use a cloth, maybe with a little alcohol on it. Don't go in there with any type of like polish or any type of. Don't introduce anything onto that inductor. Abrasives, chemicals, to say, with a compound in them. Try to stay away from that. And I think Palstar tuners, I think it's Palstar, they give you the grease, but you're going to pay a couple of bucks to get it to you. Comes in a little packet, and this grease, after you're done cleaning up that roller inductor, you put this grease on the slider itself, which is the guide for the spring-loaded roller there, and you put that on, and boy, I'll tell you what a difference that made. So yeah, you might want to try clean up, because it's an excellent tuner. And you know, it's got the tuner outside too for a dummy load, a bypass, whatever. Yeah, I think I paid $350, $400 when it was all over with, but it was well worth it. I couldn't find them anywhere; they just weren't out there. So it cleaned up good, and like I said, the roller inductor, I did want to take a look at it. That was a must, and it had already it had an application of some sort of a grease on it, but it did not know what type of grease it was. So I went and I cleaned that all up. I used a little alcohol on it, and I cleaned it up the best you can. Don't worry about the stains and all that, unless it's flaking or something. Don't worry. Yeah, sometimes you might get discoloration in there. But anyway, these little packets, the grease itself, I think it's has a carbon content to it, and it really electrically it's probably one of many good greases. But I got it from Palstar, so you might want to check with them. Go to the Palstar site and look up the free grease. But it's free. It's only a little packet, and I think it costs you $2 or $3 to ship it. But it's well worth it, because that's what they use on their tuners. So anyway, I'll get it back to you, Charlie. Yeah, the great tuner, and I have the kilowatt matchbox for the Thunderbolt, and then I have an MFJ. It's a 1.5 kilowatt. It's a Versatuner 3, and that's more for my solid state stuff. That's on the other corner of the shack here. So yeah, good on that. Yeah, that's you don't see too many of them for sale. When you do, boy, they really get some good bucks for them. N1XEW, N1SNG.
N1SNG, N1XEW. Yeah, my first attempt at getting a tuner was I bought a Dentron Super Tuner. It's the basic one. It's jet black. It's got a switchable inductor, not a roller, and that worked okay. But I always wanted one with a roller inductor to give you the in-between, And I kept watching, and this one came up on eBay, and it ended at like 11 o'clock at night, and I had a little bit on it, and somebody took it away from me, and I said, something, I'm going to do like everybody else. I'm going to wait till the last seconds, and I'm going to slap my next bid on it. And I think I slapped like $125 on it at the last second, and it owned it for $99, which I thought was a hell of a buy. My third attempt was Versatuner 3, said to be in good working order, but the MFJ problem of the paint coming off the front of the panels, it was ugly. I mean, it was really ugly. And I scored that for real short money because it was ugly, and when it came here, it either got dropped in shipping or it had been struck by lightning, but the band switch in it was shattered. The ceramic was in pieces inside. And I took pictures of this and sent them back to the guy, and he actually sent me my money back and said, don't worry about returning it. So I ended up with a lot of cool tuna pots. After that bad experience, I bought local, my upstairs tuner in the upstairs shack I got from a friend of mine, Palstar AT2K. Well, his got hit by lightning, and his insurance company bought him a brand new one, but the new one did not have the balun in it. He was using the balun. He was using balanced wire, and he wanted the balun. So while he was waiting for the insurance company to pay off and the new tuner to come in, he actually checked his out, found out what was wrong with it, ordered the parts, repaired it, had it working, and he put the new one on the market when he came in, and I bought it off him. So I ended up with a brand new Polestar for, maybe 75 or $100 cheaper than they go for. Yeah, that's what I've got upstairs. So we got tuners. That's why they call me Charlie Tuner. Back to you, Glenn. N1SNG, N1XZW.
It's always nice to know a little story that comes behind the acquisition of some of the equipment, because, I've gotten a lot of good deals myself. Hey, I found the instructions for that grease there, and it's only a little package. It goes a long way, though. Don't get any on your hands. And the grease formula is 3 parts graphite. 3 parts graphite, 1 part lithium grease. And tells you to clean the 1-inch diameter roller with alcohol. And the old grease from the rod, the slider rod there. And just apply it on 3 spots of new grease on the rod and wind it up a couple of times to the length of the rod. Not such a big deal, but I went in there and I really smoothed it out all over the anything that made contact where this applied. I really spread it out so there was no bald spots or anything like that. And they don't give you much too. It's just a little splap in a bag, a little bag about 2 by 2. And like I said, they offer it for free, but you got to pay the shipping. That's about it. And but it's something that they use in their products, and that might help you out there. Smooths things up a little bit, and gives you a nice contact. But yeah, I had an MFJ. It was a big thing, 3 kilowatts, big long box, and I bought it off this guy locally. Yeah, it did work okay. But when I opened it up, I saw a lot of things that were didn't look good. So anyway, it did work. I cleaned it up. I brought it up to Nearfest, and I got $150 for it. I told the guy the history of it, and he said, "No, I just need another one to build another one or something to fix some." I don't know. You know how it goes. But all in all, yeah, it's good to have a nice tuner. I never opted for building a tuner. I run 100 watts power here. My antennas are pretty resonant where they want them to be. 60 meters, 75, 160. So everything works out well in that department. And the tuner's more or less protecting the equipment here. I mean, cut your losses. I can run where the antenna's resonant. I can run the like right now, I could switch right over to, bypass and go directly out into the antenna. And, it might run about 1.5 on the SWR. I don't know what the resistance is, inductance and all that, but in any case, it's, you're running higher power, or you just, prefer that method of tuning. It's interesting how that is done, and I don't really have the capability here to do that. I may have it, but you know, like everything else with the amateur radio community, usually everyone out there is always willing to lend a helping hand, to say. Everybody has their version of it, which is cool. But right now, everything just sits basically as if you went down to Harrison Radio in New York and bought the equipment off the shelf. It's all consumer type equipment, but you know, built like a brick. You know what? Just to last this long, and you know, still passing the enjoyment on to several generations. It's something that fascinated me when I first got into ham radio. Vacuum tubes, you know, had the old ship in the bottle effect. But I had my work cut out for me. Didn't know much about electronics. You know, I passed the general, you know, the 5 words per minute. And I went into the testing site, and I really studied for it. Of course, it was all multiple choice. Back in the day, yeah, you had to know the answer. None of this A, B, C and all. But I really memorized that thing. So when I went in and sat down, I would say in 5 minutes I was done with the test. It just, everything kind of just locked up, and you know, I just, you know, A, B, D, E, F, E, A, B, you know, it just, I went down the whole thing there, and then I got up and gave them the test, you know, and everybody, it was, he said, you are done with that already? You know, I said, yeah. He said, okay, let's do the code. So I go in to do the code. It was at some Red Cross center over on Gano Street, Providence. So anyway, I'm getting all set up with the headsets and everything. All of a sudden, and there was kind of like cubicles in there. All of a sudden, all these kids, like these, you know, 4 or 5 year olds or whatever, into that area, and they're all running around and playing, and I'm like, oh God, you know, actual conditions, right? But in any case, I got through that. That wasn't too bad. I think I had to take it over twice. And then when I went back in and you know, checked out at the desk, you know, I got the grade and all, and got all the paperwork, and it was good to go. And everybody was just looking at me because they were still taking the test. And I said, well, that's over with. But as far as learning anything from it, not much. But when I got my first tube rig, which was the Ranger, and proceeded with caution, got a lot of good advice, where to start, you know, and I started digging into that. Took it all apart, Charlie, right down to the chassis. Went through all the wiring. I think it was a kit. Went through all the wiring, double-checked everything, replaced just about everything that could be replaced, and you know, bought the assembly manual, and so I learned a lot about resistance and capacitance, inductance, and so on, and just having a lot of respect for you know, some of those high voltages that existed. But anyway, back to you, Shelley. N1XCW. Hopefully you still copy me. N1SNG.
N1SNG, N1XCW. Don't need the back bump frequency. I shut everything down when I went upstairs. This thing had to start all over again, warming up. They were back up there. Yeah, I never took a code test. I couldn't learn the code. Just to listen to the code would give me a blinding headache. And after a few months of torture, I decided I wasn't going to put myself through that. And need be, I would be a VHF, UHF operator the rest of my life if that's what it was going to be, you know. And I had a ball there. I mean, I did all the bands, AM, FM, FM sideband. I played with everything. Just when I got up to 1.2 gigs, they eliminated the code. And I never went back. After a few years of playing with the antennas and, RF and whatnot, you kind of already know the basics. I ordered the general study manual from the ARRL, and it came in on Monday, and it just happened it came in the day I blew my knee out at work. So I come home and there's the manual. On Tuesday, when my knee wasn't hurting so bad, I picked up the manual and thumbed through it. And then again on Friday, I picked up the manual and thumbed through it. Reading it and getting a gist of what the questions and answers were. And Saturday, there was a test session not too far from my house in Cranston. And I went up and I took the test on Saturday. And I had my general license. The technician's license, my original license, I studied the manual for, I don't know, I think I had it in the house for about a month. And I went up to Gano Street and took the test, the first test up on Gano Street. Same place you did, no doubt. But it's all fun, it's all good. I still don't have any real electronics capabilities. Like power supply work and stuff I've done was, when I built the first Gods of Supply, it was actually a Drake AC3. And I put the two schematics side by side and decided, what extra relay I needed and what extra circuits I needed, and I built a wiring harness with the plug to make the GONS fit. I wired it all in, added the circuits, added the relay, and it worked, which was a good thing, because I didn't have a power supply for the GONS when I got it, just that rinky-dink DC supply that'll only make about 10 watts. Everybody says it should make more, but I don't know. Unless there's something wrong with it that I can't see. It was dead when I got it. I fixed a bunch of old solder joints. It had been on the floor in the damn garage. It uses a bunch of those, Motorola transistors, the ones that are shaped like a flange, bolted to the outside with the two wires going in. I'm wondering if something may have happened to some of them from the dampness, and it's just not working 100%. I had it on the air a couple days ago, Steve, QIX could hear me, and a few other people could hear me, 10 watts, 12 watts, and that. But I'd like to just build another power supply and have use of that radio. It's not the prettiest thing. Basically, it's kind of messed up. The box is messed up. I could, it's out of the chassis. The chassis is out of it right now. I could paint the outer box and maybe touch up some of the black paint along the bottom of the faceplate. This thing was sitting on the floor in the garage. The Dave just got it. The paint started coming off in places. Anyway, I'm going to, I think I'm going to make this my last one there, Glenn. On my way upstairs, I'm probably going to run out the back door over there in South Plaza. It's warming up. I go upstairs and put my sneakers on and go make my run early. I'm not going to stay over there and work, but I'm going to do a drive-by so I can check the leaks on the faucet work that I did the end of last week. I installed a new sink in the laundry room. It's like a kitchen sink. I started off replacing the faucet with a good used faucet, and when I got the thing, I couldn't get it out, and I finally decided, well, I'll just pull the sink out and work on it when it's out in the open. When I was disconnecting the sink, I noticed duct tape on the bottom of it, and when I pulled the duct tape off, I could see daylight through it. It actually had a little hole in it. So I ended up plastic nuts that you tighten against the sink to force it down. One of them started to move and then seized up. The other one, I couldn't even get it started. I broke the ears off of it trying to get it started, so I went up there with, you know those little saws that just kind of vibrate in your hand and got the blade sticking out forward? I used one of those and I cut the plastic nut out, cut it on both sides or weakened it and just snapped it out of there. I got that one all installed, and I just haven't been back there since to check for drips. I stayed there for a while to make sure nothing was leaking, but, you know, sometimes after a day or two a drip develops and you end up with wet spot on the floor. So I'm going to go do that, and then I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off. So 7 trees for now, Glenn. I'll listen out. N1SNG, N1XCW, Mike in the head code.
Yeah, okay, Charlie. Yeah, good signal. Really good signal. And, yeah, good on all the sinks and all that. Yeah, anything has to be painted, you know. I used to sandblast everything. I said, you know something? Just take a wire wheel to it and then just slap a coat of paint on it. And it's good to go. Unless there's some areas where you need some grounding capability in there, shielding, slap a metal-to-metal contact. But anyway, yeah, I just picked up one of those Makita. It's not a reciprocating saw. It's a multi. I think it's a multi-something. It vibrates like a sauna gun, and you don't put a real saw blade in it. It's just kind of like a chisel, or bolts right out of the spindle. It just vibrates, that's all. So maybe we got the same tool. But yeah, the guy bought it, I used it once, and at a yard sale, so I picked that up. That's going to help me out taking the soap dish, broken soap dish off the tile in the bathroom there, in the tub. And yeah, so very good on all of that. And yeah, I hope you feel better, Charlie. Yeah, just go easy and don't really knock yourself out there. And like I said, just use your own folk medicine with that one, I think. And I've been fighting this for a long time, ever since they think I put a mask on me. But in any case, it's on the improve. That's for sure. And good with all the tuners and stuff there. I really don't have to go out and buy anything. It's just maintain what I got. So we'll see how that goes. I'll say 7-3s, Charlie. And yeah, and the supplies and all that with the transistors. Yeah, I've done some transistor work before. But really, taking some voltage measurements and things there. Might just need a little cleaning up. 7-3, Charlie, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow morning or maybe this afternoon sometime. N1XCW, N1SNG. We'll be clear.
Yeah, one final comment. Yeah, I think they call it a multi-tool. It's called a multi-tool. Same thing, Glenn. Mine is made by Dremel. And same basic thing happened with me. I used my sister's once. The blade was dull. And, I was trying to do too much with it. And I was like, this isn't that great. But then the guy came to put my windows in at my house a few years ago. And he had, a good name brand one. And I watched him use the thing to cut nails and stuff in places where he couldn't get a regular saw. He had blades that could cut right through nails, and I was like, wow, I gotta get me one of those. And I was at, it wasn't a yard sale. I think it was, one of the, either the consignment place on one side of me or the flea market on the other side of me. And the thing was like brand new. He probably had the blade and everything with it, with no paperwork, and there was no box. And excellent, like not a mock-in condition. Looked the same way, like somebody bought it to do one job and then didn't have a need for it. I plugged it in, I button, no unusual noises, and, just a normal vibration. And I stopped at Home Depot, and they had, I think it's Milwaukee, had a multi-pack of like 4 blades, and the 5th blade free. And the 5th blade was a titanium blade, one that would cut nails. So I bought that multi-pack for it, and I've been using it for a while now, and oh God, it's just like, everybody should have one of those that does any kind of repair work. It's just incredible. You can use it like if you're putting down that laminate flooring, and so that you don't see seams at the door jambs, they want you to cut like 3/8 of an inch off the bottom of the jamb so that it can go under a little bit and stuff like that. All those kinds of projects, it just, it cuts wood like butter with a good blade. I mean, I punched through those plastic nuts in maybe a minute. I had punched through both nuts and had pieces falling around me. So, a great invention. I think if my father had one of those when he was doing work, he would have considered that his #1 tool, but they hadn't been invented yet. 7 Trees Glen, N1XZW, on the way out the door.
Yeah, okay, Charlie. Yeah, that's what we got. We got the multi-tool. It's a Makita. In fact, the guy got a Sawzall and a circular saw. And brand new, but I've already got those. So, yep, this is what I got. I just got to get some more blades for it. I got the diamond blades. I got those online, and I'm gonna look into that titanium blade. Yeah, cut square holes and all. I watched the demo video, and yeah, good to go. I'll tell you that saves a lot of time for sure. 7-3, Charlie. Catch you later.
K2 with GSI at 3885 AM.
Two is the correct number. WB2GCR saying 2. 2. Dip. I feel dipped. Good.
Yes, but 1 is the loneliest number.
Well, that you'll ever know.
Oh, you wouldn't know that number?
I don't know. Who are you?
Good morning, Bear. It's Steve, KB2NQN. Good morning.
Is it my imagination, or are you on a different radio, or badly EQ'd? What's the story?
Yes, I'm on the gun set. G76 with the yellowy, scratchy D104 audio. Sorry. Should I talk lower?
No, don't turn it down. We wouldn't hear you. Consider changing the. Hold on. Huh. Okay. Consider changing the resistor to ground at the first. Mic, the first tube to about 5 to 10K, meg, not K, meg, so that the D104 isn't quite like that.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Anyway, hope you're okay up there. Let's see, 37 here. And partly cloudy, but it's like a damp coldness, Bear. It's like in your bones type cold.
Yeah, it's called dampness. It's a new thing. They've recently invented it. I think they imported it from England. It really cuts right through.
Yes, I don't know if is there someone else trying to get in there?
K2GFI, but I've been here the whole time. Somebody is tuning it up.
I know a few some of those radio stations over at this location there. Anyway, so today we're celebrating our 66th year around that rock. The big double sixes, 66. Route 66.
Well, congratulations. You're trying to catch up on me. I just hope I get to go around a whole lot more times. Anyway, there was an N2, but you are so piss weak I hardly know you're there. You could try it again.
Kilo 2, Golf Foxtrot, India.
Yeah, GFI, I've got you. The November 2, go ahead. Yeah, N2YR, pretty weak in here, old man. Anybody copy him better?
Not hearing him here at all, Bear.
All right, N2YR, what's your handle in QTH? I don't think he understands what it means to be so weak I can barely hear him. You said the QTH something New York. You're right at my noise level, so I can barely make you out. What's your QTH? Give it to me a few times. Yeah, is that Endicott? Is that a QSL? Yeah, I wonder what you're running. What are you running, and what is your antenna, Joe? I got your handle. Go ahead.
Yeah, Joe, we talk to guys out in Syracuse all the time, but if you want to get on, which is fine, I think you're going to need like a 100-watt carrier or better, and whatever you have for an antenna. It might be fine, but 30 watts is pretty light. So thanks for coming in.
Hey, Art.
Yeah, all right. Well, I hope you get the wiring fixed up for whatever rigs you've got there, for sure. And there's a couple of guys right now on 3705. He's probably off now. There's at least a couple of guys who get on in the morning this time on 3705 who are right up in Syracuse. You might want to chat with them because you'll be probably close in. So just a thought. What's his call? K2XAM is on there, and N2VJ out of Syracuse. So they might be able to give you some, if not physical or parts assistance, moral assistance. Joe, this is WB2GCR. Now I'm in Small Bunny, in Capital. Well, like I say, you're right at my noise floor. If you QSB down, I can't hear you. But thanks for coming in. We'll catch you another time. And let me pick up the Golf something station.
Golf Foxtrot India?
Yeah. Golf Foxtrot India.
Good morning, guys.
Ground fault indicator.
I'm down here to see who was up here playing on AM this morning. I'm only running a 38-watt carrier right now, so that can't be much louder than the last day. I'm up in the Florida corners here, just north of Saratoga, right into the 80-meter dipole string out northeast to southwest. It's a home brew. 40 feet in the air. They usually get in here pretty good. I usually have a really decent signal, nothing like no high fidelity like you guys have. I'm still on the hand mic, but I'm working on changing that around, so we'll see how it goes. I had a quick question for you guys. What's involved in putting up an SDR that can be accessed like all the ones that they have on the internet?
Software and an internet connection, I think, is the short answer. K3FEF has got a multi receiver setup SDR. You can handle like a lot of users. You could always send him an email. He'd probably give you some information, but it's software.
Yeah, I have an extra computer here, and I'm picking up a RSP Play Duo this afternoon. I need actually another one because I'm putting that as a pan adapter. I'm a 991 alpha here, and then along with the iTape board. I have an extra computer and a hub and everything, so, I don't think there's any local SDRs around, and it'd be nice to be able to offer that service to everybody. But that's kind of the answer I figured that I'd get, so, I appreciate it, and we'll look into it some more.
Well, it all depends on how well you hear, you know, whether it's of value or not. So I can't give you too much more advice. I'm not the guy for that. You know, I'm the wrong guy.
Roger that. All right, guys, you're coming in 59% over right now. KTGS 573, thank you for picking me up. And for your short keep, though. You have a great day.
TZI, go ahead. Oh, okay. I'm okay. I'm not the pivot guy. I just came in like everybody else. So, you know, I don't know what else to say. Oh, it's balmy and 75. I was going to have the pool boy, skim the pool. Well, I am complaining, but it won't do me any good.
Jumping in here.
There's some guy on here with a Gonset. Is he going to talk?
I'm sorry there, Baron. Sorry about that. KB2NQN in Long Island.
Wait, are you Rich? Is that your handle?
You talking to me?
Give me your handle, because I can't remember anybody. You know, that's my problem. You know, I've got a learning disability. You tell me your name, and I'll go, yeah, and then 20 seconds later, who is he?
Okay, no problem. This is Steve. Steve, Sierra, Tango, Echo, Victor, Echo. Mr. Not Quite Normal. And my significant other just got up, so she was flashing me for my birthday. It was very entertaining.
Too much information. South of Sorry Excuse. South of Sorry Excuse.
Signal on him went from like an S9 to like a 30-40 over. Big swings in the center. I guess the band is up and down. You're rock solid here. You're strapping. Anyway, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. We're starting to break down the station here, hence I am on the G76, which, as you probably know, is a much more compact Titanic compared to the BMW and the HQ 180 and all those things. I'm starting to knock those out of the shack slowly but surely. So we'll try and stay on the airwaves for as long as we can. Just to bring you up to snuff, we have a January 15th closing date here in hysterical Roslyn, and we've been packing up a storm. Packing up, chucking stuff, giving stuff away. And it's just a frenzy. It's going to be a frenzy for these last couple of weeks. That's the story here. KB2NQN.
Oh, I'm confused. I guess GFI is up north of me. I'm sorry. I'm easily confused. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I wish I could get down there and get some free stuff, but, I'm afraid I can't.
Well, not radio equipment-wise, and it's just Sherry drives me up the wall. She's saying, why are you taking all this crap with you? Get rid of it. Give it, put it on eBay. Give it to your friends. Just, I can't do it. Can't do it. So, that's where we're at. But there's other stuff that, you know, might be up your alley. We'll see. Anyway, let me get another cup of coffee and I shall return if you're going to be hanging around. Again, hope all is well and that you had a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. The king is in the house. Yeah, all right. Well, talk amongst yourselves, folks. Oh, so much for talking amongst yourselves. Jeez, I'm telling you. You think these guys are amateur radio operators or something. The station just came in. Try it again. You're a little bit close to my noise floor, but we'll try to pick you up. KC1S. How about a little more info, sir? Philip, KT1N, Southern New Hampshire. Okay. WB2GCR in Small Bunny, Hippity Hop. We've got someone on from up by Saratoga. I think that's GFI. And we've got Steve, who's giving away everything that's not nailed down out in Long Island, and Roslyn. Because he's beaten feet in 2 weeks. He's selling his QTH. Yeah, I know what that's like.
Summertime, it's 100. We had Thanksgiving over my son's house.
There's probably people coming up from Florida.
And we were at Christmas dinner at my daughter's house in Irwin. And then the summer cookouts are all here because I got a lot of space. I got 5 acres to play with.
Oh, yeah. Steve, we need pictures. There you go. All right, you're Bill. Who's Philip?
We're very close.
I don't see how that's possible. That's weird. Huh. A little Twilight Zone. How come? What do you mean you didn't get a chance to do anything with it? You turn it on.
Just like every year we had